So you know how to use because, and you know how to use in my opinion. You probably also know how to use however, because these are conjunctions that are taught at a very basic level of English. Whether you are a non-native speaker or a native speaker, these are some of the first conjunctions you will learn. We learn these conjunctions in lessons like how to give your opinion. But today I want to give you 10 conjunctions that are used not so often and you can add to make your emails more professional, your presentations more interesting, and your pitches and speeches sound more confident, gain more attention from the people listening to you. I want to give you as much knowledge as possible so you can perform to the best of your ability in front of your colleagues and co-workers. If you are new here, my name is Catherine. I'm a business English teacher, and actually today I don't have a lot of time. I'm very rushed and a bit panicked today because I have a lot of things I'm working on in the background. Since I started my YouTube channel, in fact, before I even started the YouTube channel, there were things I wanted to do but just didn't have the time or the following. I now have a bigger audience and hopefully it will grow a bit bigger than this. But because of that, I'm able to work on some things that I think would really benefit you all. I'm going to be releasing something in the next couple of weeks that I think would be very helpful to a lot of you. So if you want to stay up to date and be made aware of when this is released and what it might mean for you, please be sure to subscribe, add yourself to my mailing list, and I will send out an email as soon as it is created. I'll leave that link for my mailing list somewhere down below. But without much further ado, let's get straight into our conjunctions today. So the first one, and it only makes sense for this to be the first one, is once. Once. Now, I think you know the structure of the sentence where you say something once something happens. So we can go outside once it stops raining, when it stops raining. Or I will do the homework once you send it to me. It's another way of saying when. But something that's really nice and can kind of professionalize your emails is to start your sentence with once. So instead of saying we can move forward once we have those figures, swap the sentence round and say something such as, once we have those figures, we can move forward with the project. Once I have the right information, I will contact the clients. Once we've done our market research, we can go ahead with creating the product. It's a more professional, more polite way of saying when. Instead of saying when I have that information from you, I can continue. Once I have that information, it just sounds a bit nicer, a bit more professional, a bit more easy to listen to. Since. Now again, this is a fantastic one to use at the beginning of sentences. Now, in case you didn't know, since is to demonstrate a time period from the start to now or until the point at which you're talking. So for example, since I was a child, I have loved being outside. From that moment I was a child until now. This is what it means. Or my children have loved cookies since I can remember. So as far back as I can remember, they have loved cookies up until this moment. But we can also use since as kind of a synonym for as. So instead of saying, as I have a deadline to meet this week, I've been working overtime. Or I've been working overtime as I have a deadline this week. We can say, since I have a deadline this week, I have been working overtime. I have been working so hard this week since I have a deadline and I want to meet it. You can use it as an alternative conjunction for as. Since you did not send me the information, we were unable to carry out our investigation. Because or as you did not send me that information. Since the company is doing very well this year, let's go out and celebrate. So because or as the company is doing very well. Whereas. Now, whereas can be used instead of however. So if you are sending an email where you have to say lots of opposing ideas, counteracting ideas. Instead of saying however, you can throw whereas in there. Now, it's important to note that whereas is used as a contrast between two facts or ideas. So you couldn't say something good and then whereas something else good. You would have to say something good, whereas the opposite, something bad. Today is a beautiful sunny day, whereas yesterday it rained. Two opposite ideas. My sister prefers spending time at home, whereas I prefer going out with my friends. Two opposite ideas. But how do we use this in a business sense? The company's sales have been declining, whereas their competitors are seeing an increase in sales. So two opposite ideas. The teacher emphasized the importance of studying regularly, whereas the students thought it was better to just cram everything before the exam. Now, cram is kind of slang for stuff as much knowledge in your brain as possible before your exam. So the teacher was saying you need to study maybe 10-15 minutes every day. But the student's response to that was, no, we'll just study 4 hours before the exam. Two opposing ideas. I feel we could move forwards with this project, whereas my colleague isn't so keen. They see a lot of problems, a lot of holes in this project. Provided that. Now, provided that basically means if or only if. We can do this only if we have this. This can happen if this is done. So, for example, we would love to work with you, provided that the quality of the product is up to our usual standard. So we would love to work with you only if the quality of your product meets our expectations, is what we expect. I would love to take the job offer, provided that the salary can be negotiated, discussed. Maybe you went for a job interview that was perfect. You really like the company, you like the position itself, but the salary was not what you were expecting. So I will take the job only if you can meet these requirements. The company is expected to do well this year, provided that they reach their annual targets. Furthermore, so this is another way of saying I have something else to say. So I've said all of this, but adding to that, furthering on from that, I also want to say this. So let's say, for example, you've had a disagreement at work and HR or your manager has sent you an entire list of all the things you've done wrong or didn't do. However, you did do them. And actually, you can list with evidence where you did them and how you did them. You might then say, furthermore, on this date, I did this. I'll give you a more positive example. You're trying to sell yourself to a company, a client. Take myself, for example. When a student contacts me and wants lessons, they might say that they don't like my teaching style, or the price is not what they were expecting, or my availability is not what they are expecting. Now, I do have a solution to this. So if you have thought that when you visited my website, stay tuned, because I have a fix, a solution. But anyway, back to the example. When a student tells me your availability is not good enough, or your price is not what I was expecting, or you can't teach me fast enough, I want to learn fast, I will always understand that student, but I always stand up for myself as well. So I might say something such as, if you require faster English lessons, that's not a problem. You could hire myself and another tutor. Or we could organize 2 hours twice a week. Furthermore, I think it's important that what you are learning is more valuable than how long you are learning for. Or furthermore, I understand your points and I understand your opinion, but without having a trial lesson with me first, you can't judge my teaching ability. Furthermore, we can discuss the cost of lessons. You know, it's kind of a way of saying, and I want to say this. This is something else I want to say. It's not always used in a negative way like that. Of course, you can use it as a positive. If you're selling a new product, a new software, a new idea to a manager, client. You might list all the positive things about it and then say, furthermore, it's cheaper than every other competitor on the market. Or furthermore, the team that's working on it are passionate, dedicated, and excited. It's to add something to what you've already said. Additionally, now this is exactly the same as furthermore, but the reason I've included it is because it's quite nice to swap them in and out of your emails. Instead of saying furthermore this, you can say, furthermore, here is another point. In addition to that other point, here is a third point. Additionally to that point, here is a third point. In addition, here is my final point. So furthermore, additionally, and in addition can be used in exactly the same way, but rotate them. Use them throughout your emails. Don't stick to one, use all three. It demonstrates a level of understanding, of professionalism, of knowledge of the English language, but really you're saying exactly the same thing each time. Moreover. Now this can be used in two ways, really. You are adding to the point, again, like furthermore or additionally or in addition, but it's also kind of saying besides, like in contrast to that. Besides that point, here is another point. So on a personal level, you could say something such as, I love being outdoors, I love being in nature. Moreover, it's grounding and a peaceful experience. So I'm saying in addition, and besides the fact that I love being in nature, here is the reason why. Or in a professional setting, the company is known for its innovative products. Moreover, its focus on sustainability sets it apart from its competitors. Its focus on sustainability sets it apart from its competitors. So I'm not saying ignore this first part, but I'm saying yes, they are known for their innovative products, but here is something that I think is more important or we should focus on, and it's the sustainability of this company. So not only are you adding something when you use the word moreover, but you're kind of emphasizing this second point. Catherine is a brilliant English teacher. Moreover, she is easy to understand. So brilliant English teacher, but more than that, on top of that, additionally, more importantly, she is easy to understand. Nonetheless. Now, nonetheless means in spite of. So it's kind of like saying regardless of this. So in this example, he was exhausted from a long day of work. Nonetheless, he still cooked his family dinner. So despite or regardless of the fact that he was tired, he still managed to cook his family dinner. It's saying this first point is regardless because something in this second point was still able to happen. The weather forecast predicted rain. Nonetheless, we decided to go camping anyway. So regardless of the fact that it was going to rain, we still decided to go camping. The job opportunity wasn't exactly what I was looking for. Nonetheless, I decided to take it because it is in a good location and it's a better salary than what I am currently on. So even though it wasn't what I wanted, I took it as a step to my next point in my career. My English didn't improve as fast as I would have liked. Nonetheless, I'm still glad I went on the English learning course and made some new friends. So it's kind of saying two contrasting ideas again, but despite the contrasting ideas, it's not this happened, so this happened. You're saying this happened or I felt this way, but regardless of that, I still did or I still wanted to do something. It didn't stop me from going forwards with whatever it was. And my last one for you, on the other hand, I think this is quite common. I think a lot of people use it on a daily basis. I know a lot of my students use it in our conversations. On the other hand, so you have one opinion and you have your second opinion. So on one hand, this. On the other hand, this. I would love to take the job. It's exactly what I was looking for, and the salary is what I expected. On the other hand, the interview was not professional, so I don't feel comfortable going forwards with this opportunity. My husband likes classical music. I, on the other hand, prefer all types of music. We would love to go away on vacation. On the other hand, though, we could use that money to redo our kitchen, or to buy a new car, or to take the kids to Disney World, whatever it is. It's like you have two opinions, and in one hand is one opinion, in the other hand is the second opinion. So I hope that was helpful for you. I know it was a very short video today, and I apologize for that, but I promise there are some very exciting things coming this week and hopefully by the end of the month. As I said, sign up to the mailing list if you are interested in knowing what those things are. And if everything goes well, I'm hoping I can do a live lesson this Saturday. But don't hold me to it. I still have to learn exactly how to use all the software and technology, but I think I've got it. I think I'll be okay. So hopefully I will see you on Saturday in a live lesson. If not, it will be the next Saturday, I promise. So thank you as always for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.